Hey YouTube, it's Elizabeth, Finding Elizabeth, and today is Monday, August 31st, 2015, and this is my week 72 post-op vertical sleeve gastrectomy update. Much better mood than I have in the last few weeks, and I just really want to thank all of you guys for reaching out to me. I just really appreciate it, and it does boost my mood, even when it's clinical depression. It helps to know when people notice that I'm not around or think something's wrong, and all your really loving support on my video last week was awesome. So thank you. What's up? So starting weight in January of 2014 was 402 pounds. My weight at surgery, which was April 14th, 2014, was 360.6 pounds. My weight last week was 209.8 pounds, and my weight this week is 210.6 pounds. So what that means is in the last 2 weeks, I've actually gained a pound. Woo, go team! I'll talk about that in a minute, but I decided that I wanted to start reporting two other numbers because, you know, I have pretty big numbers in what is January 2? So like in less than 2 years, I've lost over 190 pounds. Since my surgery, which was 16 months ago, I've lost about 150 pounds. I mean, those are awesomely great numbers. But now we're here. Now we're going on 17 months post-op, and now it gets way freaking harder. And I need to not get so caught up in those big numbers from the past and look at the numbers that are somewhat smaller from right now. So what I'm going to report on every week now also is how much I've lost in the last 4 weeks and how much I've lost in the last year. Because for a very long time I recorded my weight practically every day. I think I should have those numbers. So in the last month, the last 4 weeks, I've lost a whopping 1 pound. So, awesome. Not so much. And in the last year, I've lost 68 pounds. So that's cool. I'm okay with that. I mean, I think that's... you know, those first few months post weight loss surgery, I think the first 4 months I lost a significant amount, 20, 30 pounds a month, or between 20 and 30. Maybe that was the first 3 months. And then after month 4, it started slowing down and has continued to slow down. So what's up with weight gain? Gain. What's up with the weight gain? Well, I think there was in the last week a box of Trader Joe's Gorgonzola crackers. Don't do it. Just say no to Trader Joe's and Gorgonzola crackers that are really good. And they're baked. And really, it's like, I'm sure it's a lot of carbs and no protein, but it's like 140 calories for 30 crackers, which is a lot. However, my sleeve can hold an infinite amount of Gorgonzola crackers, and over like 4 days, I ate the whole box. No bueno. 2 bunches of grapes. I have been eating a lot of grapes, and although they are whole food and good for you, and I think on the lower carb end of fruits, I could be wrong. I'm sure someone will correct me if I am. Eating 2 bunches of them in a week is not good for me because what it does is it sets a sugar cycle in place. And what else? Oh yeah, Skinny Cow ice cream. That's another thing. Just say no, walk right past it. Particularly the little cones, the drumsticks with like chocolate mousse ganache or something. Yeah, no bueno. Okay, learn from my mistakes, people. Walk right by that aisle in the grocery store. But anyway, so I had lunch with Sandra this weekend. And was talking about, even in the time from when I had lunch with her the last time, which was probably just a couple months ago, how much more difficult this has gotten. And what I was saying to her, and what I truly believe, is this isn't friggin' rocket science. I know what I need to do. I am just choosing not to do it. And then you put up these expectations for yourself, and then you fail, and then you eat a Gorgonzola cracker. So I decided to go back to what I did in the very beginning, when I first started this weight loss surgery journey back in January of 2014, because they told us at Kaiser that we had to lose 10% of our body weight before they would approve us for surgery, which, by the way, was a lie. But anyway, whatever, it helped. I lost 10% of my body weight before surgery. But what I did back then was start one habit every week or two. And then once I had that habit down pat, I would add another habit and another habit and another habit. And I think that's what I need to do right now, because although I know what I need to do, I'm not being that good at doing it. It's the bottom line. So this is what I'm going to start with. Haven't been tracking on my FitnessPal. Haven't been wearing my Fitbit. Haven't been recording my exercise. So first, back to what my back to basics are right now is just recording my food in my FitnessPal. And I am going to open up my food diary on my FitnessPal, which I haven't done in the past, because I sort of felt like it might make me be less than truthful in my responses, and I didn't want to not enter anything out of fear of what anybody thinks. But really right now, I'm not even saying that I'm changing my eating behaviors necessarily. I mean, I think I probably will, but I'm not requiring that of myself. Right now, it's just entering the shit in my FitnessPal, wearing my Fitbit, recording my steps, and getting back on track with that. So, and I know I've said this before, but hey, here we are again. Week 70 whatever, and we're back to recording in my FitnessPal. Okay, what else is going on? Recently I've had conversations with several people in the weight loss surgery community, and I actually talked about it in a video a couple weeks ago, and Melanie May had said that it was something she would like to hear more about in a video, and that is the idea of worthiness. And I actually talked about this in my therapy session this last week as well, and how my sense of worthiness has changed. I think before, and this is my caveat, and this is what sucks about the whole thing, I know consciously that everyone is born with an inherent worthiness, whether you're fat or thin or whatever. However, I guess I thought that applied to everybody else but me. And I gauged everything in my life around, oh yeah, but I'm fat. I mean, that was the defining thing in my life, my defining excuse, my defining whatever of why things weren't working out. And, you know, it's really interesting now to sit with the idea that, you know, my weight loss is old news to the people in my life right now. I'm, you know, really literally almost half the person that I started out this journey at, and it's old news. So it's like so weird for me to think that, wow, this was probably less of a big deal to everybody else in my life than it was for me, because really not a lot of that has changed. But what has changed is how I show up. So what did not feeling worthy mean to me before I lost weight? Sorry, I took some notes and I need my glasses to read them. But I mean, in general, it was, I have to work harder, I have to do better, I have to give more, I have to be more engaging, I have to be wittier and funnier and work 24 hours a day to prove my worth, because these people are investing in relationships with me even though I'm fat. Yeah. So there's that. And I even, when I was thinking about this video, I was even thinking, I did that with my son. You know, my son is my son. He's going to love me whether I'm fat or thin, but I felt a need to do in a way that I don't feel now, because I'm coming from a different place. So what did that look like? In terms of my work, like I said, it looked like working, I mean, probably for the last 15 years, I've easily worked 50 to 60 hour weeks. It may not be, you know, an 8 to 5, whatever week, but because I have my own business and it's a little bit different. I did not, until I went to OH last year in August, I had not, since I started my own business, take a vacation where I truly shut out work, said I was going to be gone, didn't respond to emails, didn't do anything. And I have done that many times since then. And I think it's taken my clients a little bit to get used to that. But I just felt like I had to go over and above in every way in terms of work, because I felt like these people were doing me a favor by hiring me because I'm fat. So what does that look like today? Number one is the vacation thing. Number two is just, I feel more confident in setting boundaries. If somebody is asking me to do something that I think is above and beyond maybe what the time in the contract we've agreed to is, or something like that, I feel very confident in saying, no, if we want to do this, we need to look at another rate, or we need to let something else go. These are the hours that I have committed to this. And that's very different for me. The other thing, oh God, it's already 10 minutes. I don't want to make this really long. But the other thing is too, and I've said this a million times, just my kind of engagement with work. One of my clients called me the other day or texted me and said, I volunteered you to lead this panel at the premiere of this film at blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now I'm excited. I think that would be lots of fun. 3 years ago, I would be like, of course my mind says, well, I don't think she would have even recommended me to do that 3 years ago because I was fat, and I'm still fat, but you know what I mean. And I'm like, yay, that really sounds like fun. I hope I get to do that. So that's how worthiness has changed for me in terms of work. In terms of relationships, I think it's more about standing up for my boundaries. And I have just always felt like I had to give and give and give and give and give for people to want to be in relationships with me. And that includes my family. Like I said, my son, my parents, my whatever. With my son, it's just as simple as if he says, well, would you be willing to do X, Y, Z? And he's always very polite and very grateful for whatever I do for him. But, my answer used to never be no. My answer now is, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Sorry. As simple as, here's an example of this. I was at Trader Joe's the other day buying my Gorgonzola crackers, and he texted me and said, can you bring coffee back? Well, in the past, I would have gone out of my way to go get coffee for him and bring it home. But instead, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be passing by Starbucks on my way home. So, yeah, no. No, it's okay to say no. Interesting. And in respect to other relationships in my life, I see it with my parents in terms of so much of my baggage around being able to say what my needs were with them were around, oh, God, you got stuck with a fat daughter. I know you're ashamed of having a fat daughter, blah, 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 blah. And so I wouldn't, it's not even stand up for myself, but I wouldn't engage in conversation. I would leave, I would change the subject, but around things that were important to me. And I, recently, for the first time, I'm almost 50 years old, people, had a conversation with my mother where she said something that I thought was over the top, and instead of getting mad or whatever, I just said, Mom, that's kind of an overreaction to this. And she got bigger blown up because we just are not good at getting in conflict with each other. And then I explained where I was coming from, and it went back to other experience we had where I owned something that I had actually put off on somebody else, saying that I was getting upset about this because of someone else, but I was able to own, no, actually, I don't like that. When you do that, it's not about my brother, it's about me. I don't like it. And she said, well, I never knew that. That's the first time you ever said that. And, you can't expect people to read your mind. This was something I think people would assume, but I can't expect anybody to read my mind. And as we continued the discussion, she said, I think we both have given each other too much power in terms of our relationship. And that is so true. And that I really do think is the first time in 50 years that I was able to have a conversation with my mother that started out being escalated without leaving and being angry, and to actually discuss it and come to some kind of resolution. So that was awesome. And I'm at 15 minutes, so I think that's all I'm going to... one other thing about worthiness that I just want to touch on is there's still areas in which I don't feel worthy. And this is like a deep-seated thing, and I'm probably going to need much more therapy to deal with this. But just there's part of me that feels like I don't deserve what everybody else has. I don't deserve to own a home. I don't deserve to have financial security. I don't deserve to have a good marriage. And those are things I need to work on, because I do. Everybody does deserve to have all those things. So anyway, that's where I'm at with worthiness. Really quick, NSVs. I posted this on Facebook, but my very first ever passport came on Saturday, which is fucking huge, because 3 years ago, I had given up the fact that I would ever travel really anywhere again, because it was so difficult. And I remember feeling wistful that my son was going to be traveling out of the country, and I would never do that. He would do something that I never had an opportunity to do. Well, guess what? That ain't so. I got my passport. I'm going to London in October. I'm probably also going to Mexico and Colombia, South America, and who knows where else in the next year. But that was just a really awesome NSV. And some quick shout outs. Huge shout out to Nirvana for getting into the 300s. Right? No, 200s. Sorry, I'm so confused. I remember when I hit the 200s, and that was such a huge thing for me because I never thought I would be back there. And I have a sense that Nirvana might have felt that way too. But she is, and she's going to keep on going, and she looks great, and she got a date for her thing that I can never say where you remove the panties, panniculectomy or whatever. Anyway, so congratulations and shout out to Nirvana. Also, watch Patty Melt, did a video. That's worthy of a shout out because I guess it had been 5 months, she said. I didn't realize it had been that long, but she did a video and she got her date for plastic surgery, which is awesome. And then a shout out to Melissa Reed, who used to be Mamma Mia. It's her birthday today. She, I made so many friends who were much younger than I am in this weight loss surgery journey. And she's someone, and I told her this when I saw her at WLSFA in August. Just watching her Facebook posts and seeing her role as a mom and an advocate for her kids is really heartwarming. I think she's a great mom and have really enjoyed getting to know her. So happy birthday, Melissa. And I think that's it. I'm actually going to make another video after this. So 2 videos in one day. So anyway, you guys have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.